Web page, design. Oh my gosh, this doesn't get old. So just like that, we took an element that actually exists in Replit. If you go to our agent autonomy slider, and we turned it into a Figma design, and we actually polished it up a little bit and changed some of the padding as well. So today we're going to talk about Figma, and we're going to talk about how you can bring your designs into Replit with our new Figma MCP server. So what is an MCP server? It's actually just a way for AI to use tools effectively. And our great friends at Figma built this super cool Figma MCP server. And what it allows is a better way of bringing designs into code. So today we're going to use the Figma MCP server integration to bring Figma designs into Replit, and we're going to edit them. We're going to polish them up, and I'm going to show you what a workflow would look like for a designer or for a PM that's trying to take a design and turn it into working code. So in front of me, I have a blank Replit app. Do not be confused. This is in fact a Replit app. This is just a blank page with a card. And you can kind of see here, it's pretty basic. We just have a card in the middle of a blank page. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to recreate a Replit component. So our great designers have built this awesome agent tools component. If you don't know about agent tools, they allow you to configure different features of agents. So you can turn the autonomy level of agent from low to medium or high, max rather. And that comes with some nice animations. So we have a little check, and the check kind of like iterates through here so we can understand what the different autonomy levels are. We also have a toggle and some agent tools. That's all great. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this into our web page here. Now, why would we want to do that? Well, maybe we're a designer, maybe we're a PM, maybe I just want to design a really cool website with this theme, or maybe we want to prototype what it would look like changing some of these elements. So we're going to play around with that. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to go to replit.com/integrations. And on that page, we're going to see all of our different integrations and connectors. So we have some Replit managed integrations, but then we also have connectors. Connectors are really cool. You can add all these different accounts and just build your apps with them. But then we also have MCP servers down here at the bottom. So I've already connected mine. You just click connect and sign into Figma. If by chance you are not a dev or a full seat on Figma, you won't be able to use the server. So make sure that you have a full seat or you have like some sort of Figma dev access. Once you have that connected, we can go back to our app here. And it's pretty simple, right? I'm going to paste in the link to our design. So I created a new chat, and we're going to paste in our Figma link and my initial prompt here. Help me bring this Figma component into the card on our page. Please resize the card and properly fit the Figma component aspect ratio. Use all icons from the component and resize them appropriately. How do we get that? Well, we would just go to Figma. This is my Figma file here, and select the component and copy the link to that component. Also going to toggle on high autonomy for the import and select the card just so agent knows about it. Then I'm going to send this prompt, and we're going to talk about why I did those things. So when importing the component, we really want agent to have access to the entire application and to understand kind of what it's doing, as well as be able to make kind of sweep-in changes. So for that, I'm going to toggle on high autonomy, or really even max, that expands the review scope to the entire app. It's just going to get us a bit more of a polished result. Why did I use this prompt? Well, in my experience, I've noticed that on the import, agent or really any AI tool is hesitant to resize components. Sometimes the aspect ratios are a bit off. So I'm asking it to reflect and make sure that the aspect ratios are correct in the hopes that we're going to get something closer to the final result. Now, again, this is with the caveat that this is not going to be perfect. And so we're going to have to iterate. But as I'm thinking through these things, I'm thinking through the steps that I can take to get it as close to perfect as possible. So I found that these high autonomy settings are really useful for an initial import. But when we iterate, we're going to dial it back to low autonomy settings. And the reason I used our visual selector here to select this element is just because that points agent in the right direction. We're giving it better context to the elements that we want it to edit. So we can see like agents doing all of these things. It was using the Figma MCP server. You saw that kind of popping up. And it was like searching through our application to understand the structure. It also kind of planned some color and icon updates. And we kind of get our initial implementation here, which off the bat looks pretty good. The cool thing, can toggle open the sidebar, kind of see what's going on. Got our examples, we got our blank card, we got some other stuff going on. So this is cool. The toggle looks pretty good. This is non-functional. Chevron is good. And there are a lot of things we need to adjust, but like I said, that's to be expected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and get this link because agent didn't properly pull in the assets. Please pull the icons from the card and properly replace them. So we don't have our proper app testing icon. You can see here, it's actually a little click. The toggle also isn't proper, but that's okay. And then we want to update the colors on the autonomy level slider. We're going to do that. Update the colors on the slider. Animate the list items as we change the slider levels. So now the goal is going to be to iterate rapidly and get quick feedback. That's kind of the reason that we'd use low autonomy mode. So I'm going to toggle that on. And we'll see if agent understands what we're going for here. I find it kind of educational and fun to kind of watch what's happening in real time. So this is cool. It's downloading the icons. You can kind of take a look. Boom. So now we have our check, our chevron, our gauge, and the test tube are kind of what it implemented earlier. But there we got our check, chevron, gauge, test tube. So it replaced those icons. I don't think it renamed them, which is fine. But I'd expect it to update this with the proper components and colors. And this new button is actually really tricky. I've noticed that that's hard for it to get correct. Kind of like how this looks, though. The stroke, the outline on this card isn't exactly what we want. And what you'll notice is that I'm using a lot of these design terms. They can really be helpful to sort of learn the language that you're going for when you're building apps like this, right? So when I say stroke instead of outline, when I say list items instead of, I don't know, bullet points or something, that's kind of speaking the design language. Okay. Now we have these things correct, but the colors aren't exactly there. So I'm going to start firing stuff off. Update all SVG icon colors to be. And then we're going to select a color. I have a nice little color picker in Raycast. I think it's this gray. And again, it's on low autonomy, so I'm just going to kind of roll through these. That should make these a little bit brighter. The chevron is good. That should get our SVGs fixed. You can see they're there, but they're just not bright enough. The slider should be this color, right? So if you haven't used hex codes before, they're your way to describe color, and you can get tools to quickly pick color and then iterate through them. It would also be probably useful if I used the visual selector. Agent's refreshing, so I just need to slow down a little bit. But I'll pick this element. So that's our button. We actually want the button to be update the buttons to be boom with stroke. Pick color. Boom. Send that. So you can see now our icons have the proper color. Resize the check and X icons to be smaller to better fit with the text. So what I'm doing is I'm using agent's queue functionality, which saves our messages and then sends them when agent finishes, along with the fact that we're using low autonomy, so we get a quick feedback loop to just rip through this design, right? And when we talk about feedback loops, this actually ties into something called developer experience. Could call it builder experience here because we're all developers, right? But what you want to do is lower the time between when you make a change and when you see that change, which can be called a feedback loop. And so if you lower the feedback loop, if you lower your cognitive load of like switching between tools, which is what I'm doing here by doing all of this in Replit, you can iterate really quickly. And so with better feedback loops, with lower cognitive load, we can make these changes pretty fast. So I'm going to make some other changes that I want to this card. Add more padding, or I think it's actually called inset to the contents of the card. So that's more space between the card contents and the border. So inset is right, like what I want is I want this space to be larger. What else? I think the toggle is not properly colored. So we'll select the toggle element, or switch rather. The switch should have background, boom. And if agent restarts, we kind of have to reselect pick. And the toggle should be, so that's our switch. Low, medium, high, max. So max is actually a different color. See how it's orange? Color. The max button should be differently colored. Boom. And then I believe the text, the subtext for max below slider should also have a different color. So we're making these changes pretty rapidly, but you can also see it's coming together pretty nicely. Add a bit more spacing between the icons and the text checks. Also make the checks and X's smaller. Looks like at some point max autonomy got turned on. We're going to turn that off and turn on app testing as well. So again, we want to make sure we're getting those quick feedback loops. I'm also going to edit this. We're going to tone that down because we save the presets when you send these messages through, as you can kind of see. Turn those off. So hopefully you can kind of see what we're doing here. We're ripping through these changes pretty quickly. And we have the element, right? So this is our toggle. Well, the off state for our toggle. Boom. So that's going to change the off state. And then we'll keep going through the rest of the queue here. So what are we doing? We are minimizing feedback loops. We're pulling in designs from Figma, and then we're turning our designs into code. The other thing really that needs to happen on this is like I just can't stop once I start. There needs to be more spacing, slightly, between the elements on the card to match the inset. Cool. Amazing. So we're going to send these through. And what we're doing is we're shortening that feedback time, we're iterating quickly, and we're really reducing the time it takes to turn a design into code. And what I've showed you here, hopefully, is that we can turn these designs into code with our Figma MCP tool and a little bit of taste and a little bit of thoughtfulness and attention to detail. So we'll jump back here once I'm done, and we'll take a look at the element that we created. Okay, so I kept at it for a few more minutes, just kind of rapid firing those low autonomy prompts. And this is our final component. So again, this is on a web page. I could open this page up and we could take another look at the component here. Could zoom in. We got our little toggle. It's fully interactive. We get the checks. Again, this is really important because this is code. This exists. And if I wanted to add this to my website or do some prototyping with it, now I can. But again, the point here is to see what we've built. So this is our web page, and this is Figma. So if I move this, actually, like we can just toggle back and forth. So web page, design. Oh my gosh, this doesn't get old. So just like that, we took an element that actually exists in Replit. If you go to our agent autonomy slider, and we turned it into a Figma design, and we actually polished it up a little bit and changed some of the padding as well. So this is how you can go from design to code with the Figma MCP on Replit. This has been an example. I'm super excited to see what you all build, and I'm actually excited to use this to implement some of my own personal projects on a few websites of mine. So until next time, I'm Matt with Replit. Peace.